Frostbite Memories, the cold aisle returns. Jenna thought a change of scenery would help. She left the old grocery store behind, moving 3 towns over to work the night shift at the Crystal Market. It was cleaner, brighter, and supposedly safer. But as she gripped her price tagger, her hands still shook. Every time she passed the frozen section, she felt a phantom chill creeping up her spine, reminding her of the day she found Marcus. The night shift was the only way to avoid the crowds, but the silence was a different kind of monster. The hum of the industrial refrigerators filled the empty store, a low, vibrating growl that sounded far too much like a human moan. Jenna kept her eyes on the floor, counting the tiles as she walked toward the back of the store to begin the nightly inventory. She reached the wall of glass door freezers. The air here was 10 degrees colder, a localized winter that refused to melt. She tried to move quickly, checking the levels of frozen peas and ice cream. She told herself that Marcus was gone, that the police had finished their investigation, and that the dead could not follow the living. A flicker of light caught her eye. The bulb inside the 3rd freezer unit was dying, pulsing like a failing heart. Jenna shivered. The cold seemed to be leaking through the seals of the doors, swirling around her ankles like a thick, invisible fog. She felt a sudden, sharp drop in temperature that made her breath come out in a white, misty cloud. One of the bags of frozen corn had fallen into the back of the shelf, wedged against the cooling vent. Jenna sighed, pulled the heavy glass door open, and leaned deep inside to reach it. The freezer was unusually deep, and she had to stretch her entire upper body past the threshold to grasp the plastic bag. A sudden, violent thud echoed through the aisle. The heavy door swung shut, with a force that shouldn't have been possible. Jenna scrambled backward, her head hitting the glass with a sickening crack. She grabbed the handle from the inside, pulling with all her might, but the door wouldn't budge. It felt as though it had been welded shut. Through the glass, the aisle looked distorted and far away. Then, a shadow began to form in the center of the walkway. It was tall and pale, its clothes tattered and dusted with a layer of permanent frost. Jenna's heart stopped. It was Marcus. He wasn't there to rescue her. He was just standing there, watching her with hollow, icy eyes. Marcus raised a slow, stiff hand. He didn't reach for the handle to let her out. Instead, he pressed his blue-tinted fingertips against the glass. As he moved his hand, the frost on the outside of the door began to thicken and swirl.